Good morning, guys. I wanted to go over your lesson 17 succeed problems that you had to do on yesterday. Number one is just simply a subtraction problem. Gavin has 1,094 toy building blocks. Avery only has 816 toy building blocks. How many more building blocks does Gavin have? So basically, that's just a comparison problem. You set it up with 1,094, the total that Gavin has, and you're subtracting the amount that Avery has, which is 816. So if you will follow those steps, starting in the ones place, is there more on top, more on the floor? There's more on the floor, so you go to the 9, making an 8. 4 becomes 14. 6 from 14 is 8. Then there's more on top. Do not stop. 8 minus 1 is 7. And then instead of borrowing and regrouping here, guys, I could just say 10 minus 8 is 2. I'm going to check my work by adding 816 plus 278. 8 and 6 is 14, carry 1. 7, 1 and 1 is 9, and 8 and 2 is 10. So we come back to our whole here. And so to answer our question in a statement, our question, how many more building blocks does Gavin have? So we will say Gavin has 278 more building blocks, than Avery. Okay, and that's how we would answer our question. All right, the next problem, container B holds 2,391 liters of water. Okay, that's necessary information that I may possibly need to know. Together, container A and B hold 11,875 liters of water. Okay, so I'm going to box this amount as well because it tells me together that A and B combined will equal 11,875 liters of water. Now, my question, how many more liters of water does container A hold than container B? Now, I'm going to underline that question. All right, and I'm going to put some things down here that I know. I know that B holds 2,391 liters. All right, 2,391 liters. Now, what I don't know is how many liters of water container A holds because it only told me what container B holds. So I do not know A. So I'm going to put a question mark there. Now, my tape diagram will look something like this. Remember, your tape diagram is your rectangle. All right. So in this rectangle, I know what container B holds. I know container B holds 2,391. Okay. I do not know what A holds. But I know together, this showing together, that when I add whatever A is to 2,391, that should give me 11,875 liters. So the 11,875 liters, that's going to be my whole. So whatever this is, plus the 2,391, together when you add them up, they should equal 11,875. Guys, sometimes with word problems, they will give you information to help you arrive at another answer. So you have to look and see what your problem is telling you in order to solve it. So I don't know what A is. So I've got to figure out what this A is. So in order to figure out what A is, I have to subtract the total 11,875. So I'm going to go here, set up me a subtraction problem, and I'm subtracting from that what B holds, which is 2,391 liters of water, okay? Now, when I subtract, again, starting in the ones place, 5 minus 1 is 4. All right, in the tens place, there's more on the floor, so I'm going to 8, make it a 7, and the 7 in the tens place becomes 17. Now, 9 from 17 leaves me with 8. In the hundreds place, it's more on top. Do not stop. 7 minus 3 is 4. And then instead of me, I know it's more on the floor here, and I can go next door. But instead of doing that, I'm just going to take 2 from 11, and that leaves me with 9. Now, this total that I get, 9,484, that is not my answer because my question asks how many more liters of water does container A hold than container B? Well, I had to figure out what A was before I could even start and to solve this problem. So it tells me that A is this 9,484. So I'm going to put this near my tape diagram because this tells me that 9,484 plus 2,391 equals 11,875. But that's not what my question asks me. I've got to find out how many more liters of water does container A hold than container B. So if A holds 9,484 and B holds 2,391, I still have to subtract those two numbers. So I'm going to come here, set up me a subtraction problem, if I can find it. Okay, 9,484 minus the 2,391. And that's, remember, the 2,391 is what container B holds. This is B, and container A holds 9,484. So I subtract, there's more on top. 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay, in the tens place, there's more on the floor. Go next door, 4 becomes a 3. This 8 becomes 18. Now, 9 from 18 is 9. 3 minus 3 is 0. And then 9 minus 2, because it's more on top, do not stop. 9 minus 2 is 7. So it tells me that 7,093 is my answer. Okay, so now I've got to write that in a statement and answer how many more liters of water does container A hold than container B. So we can say that container, and I'm going to abbreviate, guys, container A holds 7,093 more liters of water than container B. Okay, and there you have it. This was a multi-step problem. A was pretty straightforward. Number 1, was pretty straightforward. You just had to subtract to find out how many more Gavin had than Avery. But on B, notice, guys, we had to figure out one part of the problem first in order to help us answer the question. So sometimes in word problems, you will have to perform more than one step to help you arrive at your answer. So I hope this helps you guys get a general understanding of what we will be working on for the next few weeks with us working on subtraction and addition, word problems, etc. All right. Happy learning, guys, and I'll see you during our conferences later.